So I'm going to try some of the egg and a little bit of the meat. It smells really good, so oh, that's delicious. The outside is slightly crispy and the inside is really beautiful and soft, and it just sort of melts in the mouth. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make these delicious rosemary and garlic Scotch eggs. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make some really delicious rosemary and garlic Scotch eggs. This recipe is simple and easy, but it's also really tasty as well. I've done quite a few Scotch egg recipes in the past, and if I can find some of those I will link them in the description box below for you. But today I wanted to share this one with you because I think this one is a great one for a lunch or a dinner or even a breakfast. It's also a really portable item as well, so you could take this on a picnic or you could have this as part of a packed lunch too. So the first thing I've done for this recipe is I put a small saucepan onto a high heat on the hob, and I added cold water to that. I brought that to the boil, and then I added a pinch of salt, and then I added 4 eggs to the boiling water, and I cooked the eggs for about 8 to 9 minutes. Then I drained those through a colander and I put them in cold water for a minute just to cool them off, and then I cracked the shells and I took the shells off, and I have 4 beautiful boiled eggs there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the mince for this recipe. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season my meat. So I'm going to put a bit of salt and a bit of pepper onto the meat, like so. Salt and pepper to your taste. Obviously if you don't want to add it then you don't have to, but it does bring a lot of flavour to the meat, I have to say. So that's why I like to use it. And then to that I have one small courgette that I've just simply peeled and grated, and I'm just going to pop that in, and that will act a bit like an egg, to be honest. And then to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, so ground flaxseed. And then to that I'm also going to add some chopped rosemary. So I got some rosemary from the garden this morning. Rosemary grows anywhere, I have to say. It's a fantastic herb to have in the garden, and it grows in the dirtiest of soil, and it grows in quite dark conditions as well, so it's a great one for a dark spot in the garden. So I got a few sprigs of rosemary and I've just simply chopped them up, and then I've got a teaspoon of garlic granules, and I'm going to pop that into the bowl as well, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and dampen my hands. Now my hands are damp, I'm going to scrunch all of these ingredients together until everything is well mixed in, like so. Oh, the flaxseed, if you don't have ground flaxseed then you can use breadcrumbs, and I will be using breadcrumbs on the outside of my husband and son's Scotch egg, and I will be having flaxseed on the outside of mine. So I've scrunched all these ingredients together, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and dampen my hands again. Then I'm going to divide the mixture into 4, like so, and I'm going to take out a big chunk of that, and I'm going to flatten this until it's really flat in the palm of my hand, like so. And then I'm just going to wrap an egg, the meat around the egg, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the Scotch egg in the flaxseed. So this one is going to be my one, and then I'm going to make 2 like this, and then I'm going to roll the other 2 in the breadcrumbs that I have made earlier. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs you like. I'm using sourdough bread, but you don't have to, you can use any kind of bread you like. So I'm just going to go and dampen my hands again, and then I will roll one in the breadcrumbs for you. So I'm going to grab another piece of the pork mixture, and then I'm going to flatten it down in my hand. And as I did earlier, I'm going to wrap the meat around the egg, like so. And then I'm going to roll that pork ball in the breadcrumbs like so, and try to pick up as many breadcrumbs as I possibly can and just stick them into that, because the breadcrumbs make this really crispy, I have to say. You can use egg and flour as well if you want to. I haven't bothered this time because I find that the breadcrumbs stick quite nicely to the pork. So, and the flaxseed does as well. As you can see there, it's stuck quite nicely. So yes, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to continue until I've used up all of this mixture. So I'll make another one with breadcrumbs and another one with flaxseed, and then I'm going to pop these into the fridge. As you can see, I have finished making the Scotch eggs, and I'm off to put these into the fridge for a couple of hours. Anywhere between a couple of hours and overnight is perfect. So you could make these the day before and store them in the fridge overnight, and then all you have to do the next day is just cook them off. And while these are in the fridge, I'm going to preheat my oven to 200 degrees, and I will put a baking tray into the oven at the same time. Once the oven has preheated, I will remove the hot baking tray, put the Scotch eggs in, and hopefully when the cold Scotch eggs hit the hot baking tray, the outside will become lovely and crispy and golden, and the inside will become lovely and juicy and tender. So yes, as I said, I'm off to pop these into the fridge. The oven has preheated and I've put the Scotch eggs into the baking tray. Now I don't need to oil this baking tray. This is a Pampered Chef stoneware baking tray, so it's non-stick. But if you need to oil your baking tray, then please do. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until they go a lovely golden brown colour and the juices run clear from the meat. The juices are running clear from the Scotch eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out, I'm going to leave them to cool, and then I will try some and let you know how they taste, but these smell really good right now. As you can see, I've put the Scotch eggs onto a plate and I've cut one in half to show you the inside. Now if you wanted soft boiled eggs, which you can do, just boil the eggs for a little less time, so like 5 minutes, and that should get you a soft boiled egg. And now I'm going to give this a try, but before I do, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. So I'm going to give this a little try now. So I'm going to try some of the egg and a little bit of the meat. It smells really good, so. Oh, that's delicious. The outside is slightly crispy and the inside is really beautiful and soft, and it just sort of melts in the mouth. So yes, I am really looking forward to having this for my dinner this evening. Not all of these, just the one and then one tomorrow. That's how you make these delicious Scotch eggs, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having these for our dinner this evening, and they smell and taste so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll be watching my next video.